What up? Homeless Jabroni, the Jabroni God. I think I can hear an ice cream truck outside. I hope you guys can pick that shit up. But anyway, back at you again with another Jabroni one shot, and the centerpiece of discussion in today's Jabroni one shot video is the controversy surrounding X-Men Gold #1. So if you guys haven't heard, let me establish what actually happened. So before I, speak on my 2 cents about it. So Adrian Syaf is the current was the current artist for the X-Men Gold series. And in the first issue, he inserted some messages that are, okay. So he made some religious references that were coded, right? And these religious references, they were sort of a commentary on what is going on in his home country of Indonesia. Adrian has made it clear that he supports the Islamist movement that is over there. And the reason why he has to make that clear is the governor of Jakarta, right? He is the current governor of Jakarta. He is Christian and of Chinese descent. But I believe it's the first time a Chinese Christian governor was governor of Jakarta. So that's a really big thing over there, and protests are breaking out and shit. But the name of the governor, it's like a crazy ass name. I'll put all the links in the description below. I personally can't say it, but he goes by this pseudonym called Ahak. So Adrian, he puts this coded thing inside the comic. It's on like Colossus's shirt, which is QS551, and you also see a 212, which is the day and month when these protests broke out last year in December 2016. But what the QS551 means is that it's a Quran verse, and the verse reads as follows: "O you who have believed, do not take the Jews and the Christians as allies. They are in fact allies of one another, and whoever is an ally to them among you, then indeed he is one of them. Indeed, Allah guides not the wrongdoing people." So if I were to summarize that whole thing, it's basically Muslims can't be led by a non-Muslim. If you get led by a Christian or a Jew, you will be seen as one of them, and you will be seen as the enemy. So all of these things, there's an anti-Semitic message, there's an anti-Christian message, and he inserted all these things in there. And on top of that's not even all of it. Like, this Ahak dude, the governor of Jakarta, he is being charged with blasphemy because he said something along the lines of, again, I'm paraphrasing, I'll reference everything in the description box so you can just read the shit yourself. But he said something along the lines of, "Don't listen to my political opponents. Oh, there's a nice police car outside. The benefits of living in NYC." Boy, I tell you. But he says something along the lines of, "Don't listen to my political opponents because they're trying to use this Quran verse as propaganda against me." And if you're not aware, I believe Indonesia is a Muslim majority country. Otherwise, you can't get charged with fucking blasphemy for just speaking out against it. So, but it is a Muslim majority country, and because of that, he got charged with blasphemy, and everybody's just like, "Yo, we're gonna turn shit up. You're speaking up. What? We're using the Quran for us? Nah, nigga, fuck you. Nah, you know damn well we not supposed to be led by no non-Muslim ass nigga." So everybody's just turning shit up. So now here's my 2 cents. So okay, separate the art from the artist, right? Okay, Adrian, He inserted these messages into the comic. Okay, fine. He is not the first artist to do this. There have been writers and artists that have done this, but they've gotten away with it because the book done, published, and printed, and like they were like, well, you know, like you can't unprint that shit. All you could do is like stop, you know, continuation so you can make your edits and then print out new ones. But you know, like, he's not the first artist or writer or, you know, content creator to do some shit like this. But he got caught. Was it right for him to insert his bullshit political beliefs into the comic? No, it wasn't right. But you know what? Me personally, I would have disciplined him by way of docking him, by some, you know, have the nigga take a pay cut. Like, yo, you can't be doing this shit. But you're a dope artist. Like, people have to understand, like, yo, and when it comes to me personally, you have to separate the art from the artist. If, like, look at two things. A, is he a good artist? And yes, he's a I don't know about anybody else, but I think the art is fucking fantastic. But, like, and so the nigga could draw. That's the first thing we have to look at. He's a valuable asset. The first thing you always have to look at in a situation like this is, can he draw? Because for me, it is all about the sake of the product that you're pushing out. It's all about the sake of the comic. And B, does the comic suffer in any way now that you know about these messages? Not really. Not really. He put them in there covertly, not overt. It's not this overt Muslim nationalist message. It's not this overt. It's not you're not seeing Colossus like, yeah, Allah, you know, like, no, you're not seeing that. And by the way, I'm not in support of, like, Islam. I'm not religious. I do believe in democracy, though. I do believe all ideas should be heard. I do believe that everybody has a right to say whatever shitty opinion or shitty belief that they have, that speak on it. All ideas must be heard. I'm a big proponent of free speech. So like, but like, and so like, you already know me and Islam, we really don't get along. But in this case, like, if it's for the sake of the comic, I'm like, don't remove him. And if you guys replace him with somebody that's even shittier, the book is just, we have to realize that, though, at the end of the day, it's gonna be the book that suffers. It's gonna be the comic that suffers, not Adrian Syaf. He's made his bed. Like, he recently just posted on his Facebook, yo, I made my bed, my career's over, but you know what? Allah all day, nigga. I'm like, well, shit. Like, the man has conviction. He knew what was gonna happen. But, and Marvel had to put out a statement with the quickness, yo, these views don't reflect my shit, you know, like, yo, like, it's a really nasty and grimy and dirty situation overall, man. And, like, yo, like, it's not like these messages were, like, integral to the plot, you feel me? It's not like Wolverine was like, yo, we gotta get to the QS 551. Like, no. No, like, they weren't integral to the plot. Now that you know what these references mean, you know, they don't take away from the story. They don't take away from the issue. Mind you, I'm not reading X-Men Gold #1 because I'm not an X-Men fan, and X-Men shit is always convoluted. But anybody that is reading or wants to read Old Man Logan by Jeff Lemire, that's some shit. You should read that. I hate X-Men for the timey-wimey bullshit, but in Old Man Logan's case, I could fuck with it. But anyway, getting back to this, like, yeah, it doesn't take away, it doesn't detract, it doesn't make the story worse. Even before or after you knew about the messages, it doesn't make the issue objectively worse. All that matters is story, plot, art. Like, these are things that matters, right? Why is it even being taken into consideration? Well, I don't even know why I was about to say that. I know why. It's a rhetorical question. I know why, but still, it was wrong of him to insert those messages. It was wrong of him to do that. And, you know, I don't think the nigga deserved to be fired for it. You know, I don't think, like, come on, like, we have niggas like Frank Miller, who, if you know anything about comics, is like one of the biggest scumbagistic pieces of shit to ever put a pen to paper when it comes to drawing. Like, so like I don't even understand. Like, you guys understand that, like, Frank Miller is still working for DC Comics to this day. We know how he feels about Muslims. We know how he feels about women. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, yo, Sin City is now shittier because Frank Miller is a terrible person, or I'm gonna not buy or not watch The Dark Knight Returns because I don't like how Frank Miller draws women. No, listen, it doesn't erase all the good that they've done. Like, I'm not gonna tell you that Sin City is not good just because Frank Miller is a shitty person. You have to be able to look at you have to isolate the two, separate the two. Mel Gibson, another one, he's directed good fucking movies. You gonna tell me Braveheart isn't dope, nigga? You gonna tell me Mad Max isn't dope? Did he direct Mad Max or did he just star in it? I don't know. Anyway, like, you can't and I challenge people. I challenge people to look at X-Men Gold #1 and say, like, yo, his art is garbage. Like his art is garbage. And now no, it's all, and like, I've seen people on Facebook calling for this nigga to be fired, all types of shit. And I'm like, yo, you guys realize you fucking with somebody's livelihood? We can't even give homie a chance? Like, dude, like, give him a chance. Like, there's dudes that are still working today like that, will gladly tell you fuck off on Twitter if you say something even slightly critical of their work. You know, and they'll still be working for the company because, you know, these are names that are fucking in comics. Like, these are names, and I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna attract no heat, but, you know, like, it's just a fucked up situation overall. But I think we should keep him on the book. He's a great artist, and that's the end of the story. I think in this, my last a bit of commentary on this is that I think in this case it's a little bit harder to separate the art from the artist because the X-Men are not his characters. He is basically borrowing somebody else's, you know, not only is he borrowing Marvel Comics' platform, he's borrowing somebody else's work, running with it, and then putting all this bullshit where, like, come on, you abused their trust. Why did you do that? You abused their trust. But at the same, and I realize that Marvel Comics can't really let you get away with that. They have to discipline you in some way, shape, or form. But firing, I think that's a bit much. G. Willow Wilson, the writer of Miss Marvel, who is also Muslim, she went off. She translated the verse. She talked about it. And she was like, "Yo, this nigga will never work in comics again. This, that, whatever." I'm like, he's an artist. He could just make his own shit. What do you mean never work in comics again? Like, he can make comics just for Muslim niggas. He's a dope artist. Like, if I'm sorry, like, if you could draw, end of story. I don't care how you are as a person. Like, if you can get the job done, you can get the job done. Who gives a shit how he is if his art is awesome? Like, that why does anything else matter outside of that? Why should he be fired outside of that? Like, he didn't commit a crime. He didn't stab somebody before he went to work. He didn't kidnap children before he put his pen to paper and started drawing. So why are people calling for this dude to be fired? But anyway, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, man. Homeless Jabroni, the Jabroni God. And thank you for hearing me out for a little 14 minutes. Peace, y'all. Have a good day.